That is the wrong intro.
Fuck it, we're using it. Oh
and
shit,
I'm not
even here. Hey, I'm here now.
Welcome to Evilive.
Gay over here.
The live media commentary of the show that answers the question. What is my question this week? How much stinkweed fixes glaucoma?
I'll let you know.
Subscribe to the channel because today we are reviewing Season 3, Episode 4 of FX's Reservation Dogs, titled Friday. And it felt like that.
It really did.
Yeah. What was your initial thoughts of this episode?
Thank God we got a palate cleanser. I really don't know if I was mentally prepared to handle another episode like, well, the first 3 episodes. They just got harder and harder. And it's like, what are they going to do? Are they just going to show us a half hour of like, you know, the Battle of Little Bighorn, like aftermath photos, or just any other fucking massacre, or, you know, the Choke Cherry Massacre, which is relevant to our area. So this was nice. And we got to see Big's ass. So, you know, good. That was it. That was pretty fucking funny.
Did you stick around for the credit sequence?
Yes, absolutely. I do not know how everybody kept a straight face. Like, I love that. I mean, of course, it was an outtake, but they edited it properly so it looked equal to the show itself. So it's like, man, why didn't they put this in? And then you just hear the rest of the audience or the rest of the cast just laughing their fucking asses off.
I mean, if you could do that in a show nowadays, like that, this is the show.
Yeah.
There's nothing else like this out there.
No.
I feel like there are shows that I have watched an episode or a few episodes of that try to be like this, but nothing can touch this. And this is 3 seasons in. This is when it should be drying up or just like writing whatever they did successfully in the first and second season. But they're going for it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So fucking funny.
So this was directed by Tazba Chavez, written by Erica Tremblay, and it premiered August 16. This is really just the result of the friends coming back home and kind of having to pay their dues, even though they're all grown-ups, which was weird.
Well, Elora is the only one that's actually 18.
Okay, so the others are 17?
Everybody else is, I believe, 17 and 16.
Okay.
I can't remember. Cheese is either 16 or 15.
He does seem like he'd be the youngest.
Yeah, well, I mean, he says he's the youngest.
Yeah. I love that he went to go get glasses, a prescription, thought they would mail it to him
a whole season ago,
and never went back.
Yeah. Yeah, and it takes him being at fucking IHS for God knows like what time this is, like, because he's had to have been back numerous times since.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just so funny. So goddamn funny.
It was great. I love his honesty of self and how he just like how the actor portrays the character and the honesty of the character. Like no one else gives pronouns. He's the only one, and I don't mind it at all. Like I'm just like, yeah, that's you. Do your thing, man.
Yeah.
Like it feels so genuine. It doesn't feel like he's trying to have some weird merit badge showcasing. Like, it's just, no, this is who I am, and I'm just going to live me.
Yeah, it's very unconfrontational. It's like,
Yeah.
in my experience, I'd say about 50% of the time when that happens, it's almost confrontational. Like, say something bigoted. And it's like, just because I look like this doesn't mean I'm bigoted, motherfucker.
Yeah, in my experience, you usually do the opposite. It's like the more progressive, not closed-minded. The more piercings and tattoos one has.
Yeah. Well, it's like, yeah, I've never understood that. It's like we're already outcasts and freaks. Like, why would we like alienate other people? It's fucking stupid.
I really did love, like, as soon as he put the glasses on, he was like, "Oh, you're beautiful,
dude." That smoothest fucking thing,
right?
Well, second smoothest thing in this episode, and just fucking. Yes, you kid, you're gonna fucking slay. You're gonna get some, man.
Totally gonna just bring that hammer down whenever he wants, because he's just a naturally cool dude. Like I would want to hang out with him if he was a human, you know, like a real person, not just like a character, you know?
Yeah.
Like, let's go get some fucking hot Cheetos or something. I'll take a heartburn pill. It'll be fine.
Hell yeah.
It'll totally be fine. But they're all assigned the sort of, penance tasks of cleaning up this hospital or healthcare unit or.
Yeah, it's the Indian Health Services. So it's a hospital. It's a multi-tiered hospital.
Yeah. I love that they have to clean up the huge dick.
Yeah. And it's just she's doing it the whole fucking time.
Yeah, she's just fucking talking shit to him the whole time. But I do love that we got a little bit of Willie Jack's like intro into, hey, I might want to learn how to be a medicine woman. Like, I thought that was really cool. One of the biggest problems, this is going to sound super stupid to people, but one of the biggest problems when I first started getting into my own personal ancestry is there's associations, sort of nonprofit organizations that sort of celebrate the different clans. And it's traditionally only older people that are involved because young people don't give a fuck and don't want to hang out with old people. And so that's like the generational problem you have is that there's a generation keeping the mythology or the ancient passed down wisdom, the learned wisdom, passing it down until they're gone. And then there's no one to pick it back up. And so we just lose our own history, our own truth, just because there was no one around who cared enough to carry that torch.
Man, I deal with that curse every day of my fucking life. Because I was supposed to go spend a summer down on the res with my uncle, who was a medicine man.
Oh, shit.
And I was supposed to learn all the natural ways and all that shit and learn the language. And just life happened. I wasn't able to make it down. And he's since passed. And that was like the last medicine man in our family.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And that was always the lineage. Like there was always a medicine man or a medicine woman in our family. So it's like my dad's generation's the last generation. Yeah, it's sad.
Well, at least we have Disney Star Wars to make our lives better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something.
All right. Fuck, I didn't know that. Oh, I don't want to make a deal of it. It's just like,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of those things. Like everybody, whatever you are, wherever you come from, your family, learn it before you can't.
Yeah, 100%. It doesn't take anything away from you. It only adds to who you are, and it makes you that next in the line to then pass it on. Anyway, that's all to say that I love Willie Jack more and more every time she's on screen, and every time she has any role in a particular episode. She's funny. She's intelligent. Like that episode where she was tapping into her ancestors, I was like weeping. It was beautiful.
No, it was a great one.
I mean, she's just such a great actress. And then you see the sort of like, I don't know what you call them, like the interviews after the episodes have aired, and they all just sort of give their little, talking head moment. She's beautiful. She embraces her heritage and everything about her. Like, fuck, she's great.
Yeah. Like I follow her on the social medias and shit. Cool. And it's like, like seeing videos of her just like riding bareback on a horse. It's like, nice. God, you're fucking Indian as shit, kid.
All I would be thinking of, that would hurt.
Yeah.
Boys.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man. So then there's that sort of transition from the elders to the young people as they're growing up. That sort of passing the torch, so to speak. But we also get it a little bit in Elora Danan, where it's actually Willie Jack's dad, right? Who is the one that's like the main janitor or something like that for the hospital center. And so he's trying to pass that position off to her because she's clearly either competent enough or shows enough interest that he thinks that would be a cool thing to fucking offer a kid.
Yeah.
I actually worked as a janitor in high school. I don't think it's like a bad thing. I think any type of job that you can have where you're in service to others, I think lends perspective to you as a human, and that's invaluable as an adult. So I don't see anything wrong with, doing service like that. But I wouldn't want that to be my profession, is all I'm saying, I guess.
Yeah. Like my dad's experience with doing that before he started doing long haul trucking, he was a janitor at a high school, and he enjoyed it, but he got the fuck out of there as fast as he could. It's like, I feel like that makes sense. It seems like it'd be cool up to a point. Like solitude, you don't have to fucking deal with anybody, which is solitude. So I don't know why I'm repeating myself. that sounds cool, but yeah, having to also clean up after fucking snotty nosed kids at now.
Yeah, I didn't even mind that so much. It's just the idea that would be like your job in life. You know, like that is the thing you do every day as an adult. Like it was just something I did for a little bit of pocket cash in high school. I would never want that to be like my life, even though, ironically enough, I do have very close friends who that was their profession. I mean, they would go around like trucking places in Salt Lake and West Valley and clean their places at night professionally. And like once I got out of college, before I got my first professional gig, you know, they offered me to come with them on a night or two, and it sucks. Like it's not something I would be proud of. I wouldn't have a business card handing it out to people over coffee. I'm like, fuck. So I don't know. Like opportunities, of course, it's all perspective, right? It's all relative. So if you don't really have opportunities in the town that you're in, and that's the one consistent gig you can get, then fuck it. Like that's your gig. The thing is I don't disparage them for not wanting to leave after having left, because there is a bit of comfort that you can find in a small town. Did you ever grow up in a super small town?
Not really.
Yeah, there's always like just because you were always in like Ogden, which is a big city in Utah.
Between Ogden and Layton, like it's. I mean, Layton. When I was in Layton, when I first moved there, it was pretty small, I guess, relatively speaking. But no, I mean, this is like the first time I've ever kind of lived in a small town, and even where I'm at now, I don't even necessarily consider it that, because it's like on the outskirts, like a cunt hair away from a major metropolitan city in Utah. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I can see the appeal of staying in one and just doing a job like that, but yeah, not for me.
Yeah, it'd be a tough sell, for sure.
Depends on the area,
especially after you saw White Jesus.
Yeah, definitely. Like
you've
made it pretty far if you hit that.
I thought White Jesus was great. Just sort of in reflection.
White Jesus was hilarious.
Like thinking back on the character, I was just like, oh, at least he didn't touch the kids. Like most other Christians would. So it's nice to have one that's not a fucking freak. All right, I don't want to get on that train. So, what were the other characters' journeys? So we got
when we had Bear and Jackie doing garbage duty, or no, they were sweeping, and that was fucking hilarious, because it's like they're fighting, and yet Rita's thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna be a grandma, I'm too young to be a grandma.
That was hilarious. It's like, look at them, no, they're gonna hook up, this is happening.
Oh my god, that shit was so fucking funny. I always forget her name, man, but she is so fucking funny.
Especially the episode where they went to Vegas, I think it was.
Oh yeah,
fucking great.
Yeah,
so
fucking anti-snagging. Yeah, that was those are some fucking killers right there, man.
Just snag the fucking word, I think, is hilarious.
Hell yeah.
No idea, it was not in my vernacular. Love it so much. So I thought, and like watching their interaction, I can see that like they're definitely gonna be hooking up.
Yeah.
So
well, it's like, I don't know. Is Jackie lesbian? Is she not? Because it's like Elora is.
Ooh.
And they were really close. So it's like, I don't know. Does she swing that way? Does she not? It's hard to tell.
I genuinely do think I was like wildly, weirdly ranting about this on an early show this morning about sexuality being a fucking scale. Like, I really do believe that. So like I could see her, sort of being on that. I'd give it a go. Scale side of the scale.
Oh yeah. No, anybody that thinks that sexuality is not a sliding scale is full of shit.
Yeah.
Like I had a friend growing up, her mom, like, mullet, the whole 9 yards. Like, if you were to look up lesbian in a dictionary, it was her. And she met my uncle once, and she was like, I would destroy him right now. And it's like, I mean, you want me to call him for you?
Like, you sure? You sure? Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Jackie and Bear.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think they're definitely going to hook up, which
it would make sense, because they were the worst of enemies. Because I mean, Bear ultimately is the, unelected leader of their gang, and then Jackie was the leader of her gang. And it just makes sense.
Oh man, we could do like a cool West Side Story love episode. Yeah, forbidden love. Now she's already working her way, and we already have that sort of West Side Story
No,
battle.
that was the end of the season, so they're already cool.
I do really like that he is just like open to just spilling everything. Like, I saw aliens and eggplants, and she's just like, "What? You're a fucking liar!" I saw Dear Lady. I hung out with her. Fucking, you're a liar. Like, she just can't believe anything because, of course, it's all insane. It doesn't make any sense. Except I had those types of like weird experiences that I would also just openly thinking it was normal because to me it was normal, just share with everyone. Like I remember going to a job interview, sort of like once you got through the interview part, you had this like group induction experience at like Hilton hotels. Like I was a call person. And everyone like around the room was like, "What are you interested in?" And they're like, "I like fishing and I like studying the Mormon Bible, whatever." And I was just like, "I like the occult." It was just like crickets. Like,
well, I mean, we're also in Utah, so it's a little bit different.
It was just so fucking weird because I don't care. This is my like what I'm into. So I'm just telling you. Asked. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It wasn't until later that I realized that maybe I should hold back a little bit.
Yeah,
not give everything
just
away.
ease into it. It's like, oh, I really enjoy the work of H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah.
And his
like, oh,
life.
You're a rabbit cultist then. Yes. That's true. The old ones are coming. They're going to destroy us.
If only.
Like, I wish. What's the fuck? You're taking your time, Cthulhu. Like, we've been deserving this for a long
that's
time.
the thing, though, man. It's their time is a relative construct, and he's outside of that. So, it is what it is.
Worst dinner date ever. It's like, I'll get there in generations to come.
Hey, you know what? All things aside, he saved Christmas, so whatever. I'm cool with it.
Okay. I don't know the reference.
It's a video game.
Okay.
It's an RPG. Cthulhu saves Christmas. It's really good.
I'm going to have to check it out. All right. It sounds like something I'd be down with. So I really love this episode. It felt like it was just, okay, well, what's the next step in their individual paths?
Yeah, definitely.
It wasn't jarring enough for me to feel like, oh, they just hit the brakes, because you never really know what this show, like in general, it's just always a little bit all over the place, like in the best of ways. And so we've sort of been emotionally built up. Like I feel like our emotions have been rocky, sort of fighting up, training, getting ready to go hit Ivan Drago in the wilderness of fucking Russia. We're doing like upside down sit-ups emotionally watching Reservation Dogs so that when they do throw out the last 3 episodes, we're emotionally prepared to handle it. But then you still need to recover. You need to sit down in between rounds and have the water sprout in your face. And that's what this episode was, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
So good to watch. No pressure, no expectation. Just a continuation. Was it... Could you see people feeling like it was underwhelming, like after everything else?
No, fuck no. The thing is, it's like it was the polar opposite of what we experienced this season anyways. Like everything was just so bleak and just, this is the struggle that these people are going through. Experience it with them. And you're just like, fuck at the end of the episode. Yeah. So this one's the polar opposite of, want to see something fucking funny? Here's something that's fucking funny. And yeah, it was needed. And if someone didn't like it because of how serious the rest of the season's been, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Why are you even watching this show in the first place?
Yeah.
I welcomed the tone. I thought it was like afterward, I just felt better, especially with that little outtake, sort of alternate take of a scene. I just thought that was so great. And I love seeing the cop. I have his name here somewhere.
Big.
Officer Big. I love that he was like laying on the gurney or whatever the hell it was, with his ass showing in the air. And then the mom comes in and sees him. He like lifts up. I thought I was going to see a little something. I'm glad I didn't see a little something, but I was looking for a little something. I thought it was weird that she brought up the balls.
That was hilarious.
Like, you shaved those?
Like, I can't confirm genitalia, but I can confirm a lot of my relatives like legs. Nothing. You could shave them by taking some tweezers to them. So I just imagine that, like they said, the acorns are pretty similar to the rest.
I think that was so funny. I would love them to hook up.
Yeah.
They were clearly vibing.
Oh, man. They were fucking... It's like it started off as a joke, just a game, and then they were feeling it. And yeah, I want to see that shit go somewhere.
I just love how this show gives us those little just brief moments that have zero impact on anything. Mm-hmm. It's just like, no, this is life, and this is what we're gonna do. This is what's gonna happen. You're just gonna enjoy it. It is like instead of as if we're watching a show that's been written by comedians, it does feel like we're watching like real humans in some strange way. Mm-hmm. And I just love the believability of everything, even as absurd as it gets.
Yeah.
I'm 100%, I believe this show. Like, I want this to be a real fucking place in the world.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like, throughout this entire series, every single person in here has been believable. Like, I know that person type of thing. I mean, I can't say that about Dear Lady, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or White Jesus. I haven't met White Jesus. But like everybody else, like, I know kids that are like Bear that are just like, yeah, fuck, I saw this shit, man. Ain't that cool? Mm-hmm. And you're just like, yeah, I don't believe you, but fucking A, kid. So it's just, it's like a reality show that's, very, very scripted versus just a little bit scripted.
Yeah. Plied to anarchy with alcohol.
Yeah.
As most of them are. Yeah. And I mean, we also got like a tiny little glimpse. Oh, damn it. It was just in the forefront of my mind. All right, I've lost it now.
Well, I mean, while you're talking about that, like, we still also got some brevity with this episode, like, the medicine man. The whole reason why Willie Jack's learning or wanting to learn it is he's like, he thinks he's checking out. Right. So we're going through the process of him coming to terms with, like, oh, the rain's coming, I can feel it. And it's like, that's the change of the season. That's the end of his journey. So it's like we're still getting what we've gotten from the first 3 episodes with this. It's just a lot more funny than, oh my God, I'm emotionally devastated.
I didn't see it that way, damn it, until you just mentioned it. When he
talks about it.
I know, and I just still didn't make the... Because once he first started dropping, I was like, oh, they're going to have a huge rainstorm, and they're going to listen to fucking, Achy Joint Man. Like, I just thought it was like that was the thing.
Gotcha.
Now that you're sort of done that in reflection, like, that's devastating.
Yeah, because he's a great character.
Fuck. I mean, it's just, we'd already sort of talked about it, but just, those wisdom holders amongst us, I mean, it doesn't even have to be your own ancestral background, but just anyone who has that sort of knowledge of nature and maybe the darker sides of nature that seem to hold true. Like, I just love that.
Yeah.
I really feel like maybe in 2 generations, nothing will exist anymore.
I mean, unfortunately, it's kind of how it goes. Like, the world we know always changes.
Yeah. All right. Well, fuck this world. Right. That's my takeaway. What was your favorite part of this?
Oh, man, it was definitely Biggs and What's Your Bucket's interactions. Like, that was just fucking
pretty cool. Just
so goddamn good.
Yeah, mine has to be Willie Jack with the medicine man guy. Because he was like, I don't know, like, I just give them the same thing every time. They just keep coming back. So it's like, is it all bullshit?
It's like specifically with them, it was bullshit. Because they're always asking for dumb shit, and he's just like, yeah, that was pretty funny.
I like it. All right, did you have a least favorite part?
No.
Yeah, I needed this. Like, this was a good time.
This was definitely needed.
If all of the rest of the episodes are like this, I'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's still a good watch. And there's nothing like it. Like, anywhere at all, period.
No, because, I mean, there's other shows out there that they make you feel a strong way one or the way or the other, but, like, the only other thing I can think of is, like, Handmaid's Tale. Oh, that is a very deeply devastating and disturbing show, especially living through the past fucking 4 or 5 years. But there's no funniness to it. Like there's no break. It doesn't feel relatable. It feels like the dystopian future that it's portraying. This, even though there's moments where it just grabs you by the nutsack and fucking pulls down as hard as it can, at the end of the episode, you feel something, and you know the next one you're probably going to at least laugh a little.
Yeah. It's brilliant. Right. Well, if you guys haven't watched this, do yourselves a favor.
Yeah, God damn it, Chris, get on it.
Seriously, like you will thank us.
Yeah, it's all you have to do is sit down, watch the first episode. If you're not immediately going into episode 2 and 3 after that, that's maybe not for you.
Yeah.
But
and we'll probably sacrifice you to the next Midsummer Festival. But
yeah, probably, because I feel like this is the kind of show that anybody could love.
100%, and it's like family, like all family appropriate. You know, I mean, it's not. There's some jokes that'll go over their heads if they're too young, but the lessons they need to pick up will still be evident. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's like this season might be a little harder.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still stuff that, frankly, people should know. At least just the extent of how disgusting human beings can be. But yeah, there's not really too much here that's not that safe for people.
Is there anything you want to talk about with this episode?
No, I think we got it, man.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. As always, like it or not, evil spelled backwards is live. So get out there and be the evil.
Also, share bubblegum.
I was like, are they going to Lady and Tramp that bubblegum?
Oh my God. I was hoping for it. Then it happens. It's like, yes. Fucking